Hello there, Seraphim17 once again, introducing you to my Mass Effect 3 Insanity Difficulty video walkthrough. This is the second section to Tuchunka and curing the Genophage, and my Shepherd is currently running into an invisible wall because we're waiting for the Thresher Maw to do its business. But the rest of this level is pretty simple, but there is one section coming up that can be really gay if you're unlucky. And it's funny because the game wants you to do it quickly, but if you do it too fast you can get penalised by preset animations, so you want to watch that. But it's kind of funny, I said that I was trying to get through this game the most streamlined and fastest route that I could, and I believed that I'd pretty much done that, but the more I play through on my third playthrough, it shows me that some of the missions that I undertake are optional. And it's kind of strange because, like, there's a bunch on Tuchunka that I do, there's a bunch coming up that I do, and I thought you needed to do them to rally the Turian fleet and to rally the Krogan fleet, and I don't think you do. So there's going to be more than 2 mistakes throughout this walkthrough. When I say mistakes, they're not really mistakes, they're just, you can probably avoid them if you really want to do a minimalist playthrough. And to some people, a minimalist playthrough is criminal on a Mass Effect game, which I can completely relate to, but there will be people playing this game who are just doing it for achievements or trophies and have no investment in the universe, and for those, I do believe that this could be a decent guide for them to just, you know, get through this shit and get to the end and see those points pop up. And I know that sounds like an awful frame of mind, but not everybody's the same, so you've got to bear that in mind. But yeah, there's a lot of side quests I did not knowing they were side quests because they were story related missions, and when I think about it, it's kind of like the loyalty stuff off of Mass Effect 2, only nowhere near as in depth or as enjoyable storyline wise. And that's not to say that they're bad, it just, to me personally, I don't think they reach the same heights. And it's kind of, you'll get somebody to rally for your army or your armada, and then you do a mission for them to totally make them invest, type of thing. And there's usually a main mission that does that, and there's usually a side mission that has something to do with it. I suppose I'm grateful because it means that there's more story missions, but it's just... I mean, Thursday's going to be an interesting day when we sit down and we talk Mass Effect 3, because there is going to be a lot of different opinions thrown around in that room, and as much as I want to sit there for 2 hours and talk about all the things I like about it, I don't think that it would make for an interesting podcast, because like there's too many things that are diversive with people that needs to be mentioned. But this section here is just going to be a standard shootout with some of the cannibals. Watch out for the grenades, because as we all know, the grenades are bullshitty on this game. I'm using the Scorpion, which is a weapon I can't wait to get in the multiplayer, because it's my favourite pistol. And I've used the shotgun pistol now that I talked about in the podcast, and it's a really fun pistol, but on Insanity, you've got to be in the face to hit because it's got no range, so I'm sorry, Scorpion wins every time. And I've even used the Paladin, which is a fantastic pistol, but I still think the Scorpion's more fun because there's just nothing like turning enemies into dog food. It's such a fun weapon. And somebody asked me why I didn't do all of the single-player missions in Insanity, so I could get the Unwavering achievement. And the reason I didn't do it is because I think I read it wrong. I assumed that when they say do all the single-player missions, I thought they meant do all the story missions and do all the N7 missions. I didn't realise it meant like every side quest. So I actually tried going back and completing the N7 missions on Insanity to get the achievement, and it didn't work because I'd missed a couple of the side missions, which kind of sucks ass because it leaves me with 2 decisions right now: either to play through the game again on Insanity, which would mean a 4th playthrough, and I'm not really wanting to go through the game again once I've done everything on my most recent one, because I've been through it too much in too short a time. And the only other option that I have is beat the gold mission multiplayer stuff on Call. Originally, I was like, oh, well, it gives me an incentive to play the multiplayer because I didn't think I was going to play too much of it, so I was like, fuck it, I'll just gold all the missions. And then I tried one. But I'll talk more about that later on. So, this section here, these brutes will never stop dropping in unless you press these buttons, so you want to completely ignore them, use whatever ability you've got that enables you to cover distance, be it the cloak as the infiltrator, the armor as the sentinel, or the adrenaline stuff with the soldier. And you want to get to both buttons and press them. My experience with this here, when you run towards the second one across here, if you go left first, you want to be real careful if you're too quick or the Reaper will step on you. Because he brings his leg down very close to me in a moment, and if you're too close, he will hit you. So just be aware of that. That has killed me instantly. I didn't understand what had happened, and then I realised, and yeah, you want to avoid it. But there you are, folks. That is the end of curing the Genophage. The only thing left to do is some really fucking tough decisions. So good luck with that, and you take care now.